If you are already running sponsored products, sponsored brands, or sponsored display, but you're not using AMC audiences yet, then you're missing out on some of Amazon's powerful targeting options. In this video, I'll show you what AMC audiences are and the 3 most useful AMC audiences that you can directly apply to your sponsored ads, even if you are a beginner. To navigate to AMC, you need to open your campaign manager, move to measurement and reporting, and click on Amazon Marketing Cloud. Once you are on Amazon Marketing Cloud homepage, you click on Audiences tab, and you will have an option to create audiences. You can see there are a bunch of audiences that we have already created, which are visible in the tabular form below. However, in your case, you might not see this since you are trying it for the first time. So what you do is you click on Create Audience, Create with Instruction Query, and choose Audience and No Code in Filter Use Cases by Category. So here you will have all those audiences that you can create without any SQL or a technical knowledge. So there are all different type of audiences that are available here. For example, audiences exposed to Amazon Live broadcast. So we could retarget to those audiences, or something like audiences with multiple detail page views who have come to our product page but not purchased yet. So there are different options available here which you can leverage upon. Now, out of all of these, I am going to recommend you top 3 audiences. The first audience that I am going to recommend is this audience, which is add to cart or cart abandoners. So this is the audience that have clicked your product, that have added your product to cart but did not purchase. So you click on this audience. There is some introduction available here that you can go through, but if you scroll down, you choose the advertiser. The country by default is chosen. Audience type is rule-based or lookalike. Rule-based will be applicable to only this advertiser's audiences. Lookalike will bring the similar audiences from all the advertisers out there. In this case, since it is our cart abandoners, we would stick to rule-based. Then we give the name of the audience. You can give add to cart, brand name, and last 30 days for the duration. Description is optional. If you want to enter, you can enter something which will be visible when we run the ad in the campaign manager. Next option is auto adjust date, where I recommend you to choose yes, which will auto refresh your audiences. If you choose yes, if you select no, then the audience will be picked once but will not be refreshed in the duration that we are going to choose in the next option. There are different options in date range starting from 7 days up to 365 days that you can choose from. My recommendation is to choose from last 30 days. That's the ideal audience that we want to do in most of the scenarios. We have time zone that you can choose based on the time zone that you are present in. In our case, I'm selecting India. And then if there are any ASINs that I want to run this for, I can enter those ASINs as well. In this case, I am keeping it blank and I click on Create Audience. So once you do that, you will see an entry like this where if the status is processed and completed, it will show completed. If it is running, it will show running. If it has failed, it will show failed. So there are typically 3 statuses that you see. The objective is to have it completed so that you can check the audience size. So the minimum audience size required to create an AMC audience as a rule-based is 2000. Anything less than 2000 will fail. So in our case, the audience was created successfully and hence we see this. Now, how do we use this audience? To use this audience, we'll have to go to Campaign Manager, and in our sponsored product, in our sponsored brand, in our sponsored display, we'll see the audience that we have created. So that is the one audience. The second type of audience that we want to create is go back to create audience, create with instructional query, audience and no code, The second audience that I would recommend you is the page view audiences. Audience with multiple detailed page views. When you click on it, you can read about the audience. You can choose the advertiser, rule based, name you can give PV as page views greater than 5 in last 30 days. Auto adjust days is yes, date range is last 30 days. Time zone we choose based on the time zone that we are in, and minimum detail page views per shopper. In our case, we have said greater than 5, then that means minimum 6 page views must have happened. So you may choose a lesser number as well based on the page views that you typically expect or the traffic that you get on your account. And then we have ASIN option. I choose to keep it empty, null here in this case, and create audience again. So since we have already run that audience for 2+ page views, you can see this audience has been created, AMC audience with 2+ page views, and it has 2,93,000. So there are a lot of shoppers who have come to our product page 3 or more times but have not purchased. So we have created that audience size and we can target them through our sponsored ads. So that is the second audience. The third audience that I would suggest you as one of the useful audiences based on the category. If you are into a consumable category, I recommend to use NTB customers, or if you are a new launch, you might explore AMC Lookalike audiences. And in any case, if you've been running ads, you can use a keyword based audience as well. So these are the other few audiences that I would recommend you. Since keyword based and new to brand is something which is similar to what we have discussed, in our third as the final audience, I would select lookalike audience. Lookalike audience is basically first we provide information to Amazon to create a seed audience. Once a seed audience where the minimum size has to be 500 audience is created, Amazon is able to then create lookalike audience. For example, let's look at in this case, we have lookalike audience. Now in lookalike, we have 5 options from most similar to most broad. You might choose balanced or similar or most similar based on the audience size or the budget that you have. So in this case, I'm leaving it as balanced. You might give the name as your brand name with the duration that you want to do this for, last 30 days. Description if you want to give, you might. You have auto adjust as yes, date range is last 30 days, time zone you select based on the country that you are in, and then attributes for lookalike. So this is very important. I want to choose those audiences who have purchased more than once in last 30 days and who have purchased distinct product. That means they have purchased different products in last 30 days. So those two is a good audience to choose from as a lookalike audience, and based on that, Amazon will create our audience. Now, there are only limited options as of now. I'm assuming in future, Amazon will give us more options, which will help us to choose a lookalike audience. And based on this, you can create your audience. Now, you might ask, where will I see those audiences? You will have to come to your campaign manager, either create a new campaign or look at an existing campaign. And in sponsored products, sponsored brand, and sponsored display, in all the 3 it is available. Let me quickly show you for sponsored product first, and then similarly brand you will find and display also will show. So in sponsored product, you will have to scroll down and move to the option called as audiences. In this, you have second option called as increase bids on custom audience created in Amazon Marketing Cloud, and you can choose audience. So you see, these are the all different audiences that we have created. For example, we have a 30-day cart abandoners and we want to target these. So we might bump up the bid. So there is a bid boost that we might do. For example, 200% for this audience, and for normal audience, we might keep a lesser bid, which is default bid is 3 rupees right now. Let's say whatever my bid is that I typically keep for my account, I'll drop that by half or less than half and increase for AMC bid boost by 200%. And you can do the math to understand what will be the CPC for this audience. Mind you, a bidding strategy will play a role here. So if you choose down only, that will be a wise approach to do. So this is how you see it in a sponsored product. And if you want to see this in a sponsored display, brand is similar. So let's just look at sponsored display. I'll quickly show you in a sponsored display. If you open the campaign, you will scroll down in a targeting option. When you come to targeting, you will see custom audiences, which is AMC based. So if you click on custom audience and you see all these bunch of audiences, we have the same audience that we had created last 30 days. So we click on add, and now we only have this audience that we are targeting in our sponsored display. And in sponsored display, we don't have to worry about placement or bid boost. Whatever bid we give is only for this audience. You can create your campaigns using AMC audience this way. I hope this is helpful. Thank you.